Hey guys, let's rank all my Glamlite eyeshadow palettes, and no, this is not all of them. I have 25. Disclaimer, I love Glamlite. Glamlite is my favorite brand ever, so it pains me to put any in the bottom, but they have to. I am going to rank my least favorite to my most favorite palette. So let's get into this because like I said, I have 25 Glamlite eyeshadow palettes. Starting at the very bottom is the Blue Raspberry Icy palette. I just don't use this enough, I feel like, so that is why it's at the bottom, but you can see it is absolutely stunning. Next, we have the Glamlite Icy Cherry palette. Again, stunning. I used to use this a whole lot when I didn't really have a lot of red eyeshadow options, but now I have more eyeshadow options, so this one doesn't get reached for as often. Next, we have the Kisses palette, the Cookies and Cream one. I think I just don't really use a whole lot of blue eyeshadow anymore, but again, it's beautiful. Another Kisses palette, this is the Special Dark. I love purple eyeshadow, so why did this one make it down towards the bottom? They do have a different purple palette I prefer over this one, but again, beautiful. This one's a bit of a throwback. Who remembers the Glam Donut? This highlighter in the middle is stunning, and this was my introduction to their highlighter formula, and I love this highlighter. But again, they have palettes that I like more than this one. There's not a whole lot of variety. Like you have some pink, some purple, some blue, and some neutral tones down here. But again, they have better palettes than this one. Next, we have the Mini Michaela Part 2. I think I've used this maybe twice. This is just not something I reach for very often, which is weird because I love neutral tones and I love greens. I thought I was gonna love this even more than I do. I need to use this more because it is stunning, but it just doesn't get used a whole lot because they have better. This was my very first Glamlite palette. This is the original Michaela Collab. You can see it was loved, especially for the purples and the pinks in here. Absolutely stunning. Even the neutrals up here. I love how you have the neutral row, then you have purples, pinks, greens, blues. There's even a bright yellow in here if you wanted to use it. There's just so much variety in here. This one might piss some people off. The Barbie palette. This is just not my favorite to work with, but it is beautiful. I love wearing purple shades on my eyes, and I really like this blue right here. Let me go ahead and swatch that for you. Look at that. Next, we have the Frosted Flakes collab. I used this palette so much when I first picked it up. I got this one at TJ Maxx. Look at this. These blues I definitely prefer over the Hershey Kisses one or even the Icy one. I don't know what it is, especially this one right here. Like, I gotta swatch this one for you too. Yes. This is another palette I thought I was gonna use more. This is the Margarita palette from their Happy Hours collection. I did rank this one pretty high considering because of this green. Are you kidding? Again, we gotta swatch it. I am a sucker for green eyeshadows. This is stunning. I need to reach for this more. If you would like to see this in a makeup tutorial, let me know. Next one we have is another Kisses one. It is the Milk Chocolate. This one I gotta be very careful with because I did get it at TJ Maxx, and this shade here is completely broken, so I have not even been able to use that shade, but these are just really good cool tone neutrals. This whole palette is cool tone neutrals. Hopefully you can see that without me dumping this everywhere. Next is another Kisses palette. I don't know what is on this, but it is the Milk Chocolate with almonds. This one, I love surprisingly more than the cool tone one. There's just something about it, especially this shade. Yes. This is newer in my collection. This is their Ice Cream Dream palette. I love the pastels in here. I do have a tutorial up on TikTok using this. It is also my TikTok shop if you're interested. There's just not a lot of palettes that get pastels right. And you have a nice variety of colors in here. This is a good one. The Michaela Part 2, I prefer over the Part 1 just because there's so many jewel tones in here. And again, I am sucker for greens and purples. This is a dream come true. And this icy shade called Poppin. Yes, are you kidding? Next three are actually from the Happy Hour collection, so let's go ahead and ramble these off real quick. We have Chocolate Martini. This is just a basic neutral palette, but you do have this pop of color and then an orangey shade. This purple, I can't say enough, but if you were looking for a good, just solid neutral palette, this is the way to go. Next up, this is the purple palette I prefer. This is the wine palette. I found this one at Ross. This is a purple lover's dream. I do mean dream. But if we notice a theme here, sucker for greens. So this Dirty Martini, yes, this is the best green eyeshadow palette, hands down. I'm still sick, so bear with me. My all-time favorite pink eyeshadow palette is the Kisses palette. This is Lava Cake. Oh my god, I get so many compliments when I wear this, especially this shade right here. Yes, I can't get over it. Next up, we have the Creeps and Crawls palette from the Scooby-Doo collab. I want to say this came out last year. Purples and dark teals like this are amazing. I love the eye look I did with these dark teals. Gorgeous. But the better palette out of this collab is the RRG Raggy. Because of this green specifically, you guys have seen me use this with a all over black smoky eye, and this on the inner corner, it's to die for. This shade is really good. I used this one and this one in a recent look. You guys have seen that on my TikTok. Also here on YouTube, a couple videos I posted in my last vlog, and also my makeup favorites. These are the two colors I was wearing. I love this palette. Next, we have all the horror themed palettes. Starting with the two palettes I am wearing right now. Starting with the Dream Master. This is a fully red palette. This is what I prefer over the icy one now. I love the silver, which I am wearing all over the lid. I love having a black to pair with my reds. This is the perfect red palette for me. Now the greens I'm wearing in my eye is from the Freddy Krueger palette here. Oh, a full grungy green palette. Can I say any more? These are my favorite types of greens to work with. I also love that it has a black in here. Yes, just yes. We are finally in the top three. Can you guess what they are? Number 3 is the Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th collection. It's got reds, it's got grungy greens, it's got a silver, it's got this icy type of purple shade here, it's got a black, it's got everything I want. Are you kidding? Yes. These two were very, very close, but there is one that I use more than the other. When I first got this palette, the Crazy in Love, which is the Chucky collab, I used this so much. Something did replace it. We'll get to that in a minute. Again, you have like these burgundy shades, there's purple, there's silver, there's black. This gunmetal shade down here, to die for, to die for. You can do something really smoky and grungy with this. It is beyond perfect, but again, there is one that I use more now. And the palette that replaced that one for me is the Ghostface Lives. I love this collection. It is my favorite out of all of them. I love a good cool tone smoky eye. I can't say that enough. This shade, Sharpest Knife, and then Mirror Gleam. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. I know a lot of people weren't really excited for this because it is a lot of gray tones. If you like gray tones, this one is a really good one to pick up. And that was all 25 Glamlite eyeshadow palettes that I currently own. I can't wait to get more. I am kind of debating if I want to grab the Garfield eyeshadow palette. I wasn't excited over that collection. The eyeshadow palette and the blush palette are the two things that are really calling to me from that collection. Everything else is like, I don't need it. Those two things, they might find their way into my collection. We will see. And then they have a Kiss collab that they announced that they're planning on releasing late January. You know, a girl has to get that. I love Kiss. So those will definitely be added. Once I get more Glamlite eyeshadow palettes, I will definitely have to re-rank all of these. But as of right now, for what I have, that is my ranking. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful or at least entertaining to watch. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.